Hey guys, what's up? It's Alexander Williamson here. You don't need to look at my mug. I'm having allergies. Forget about it. So, today we are looking at. I'm going to cover up my address. I'm bad at that usually. So, today what we are taking a look at is a order from aquaticarts.com. I want to say that I've worked with them before. I've gotten some pretty darn good quality shrimp from them. I've also gotten some great fish from them and a ton of great plants from them. Betsy, hey, how's it going? I wanted to let you know, Betsy, that I have new features now, and I need to look through them and see what's up because now I have super chat and all that kind of stuff. So that's real exciting, but I think I can officially make you a mod and so forth and so on now. So yay! Let's just get right into this. Now, I have already opened the package just to make sure everything was okay in the sense of... so, actually, let me start somewhere else. I actually accidentally let... You're finally over your allergic reaction, Betsy? Well, I'm glad to hear that. So, first of all, I talked to the guys, Preston, who is their customer service guy at Aquatic Arts. And aquaticarts.com, use the code SECRETSHRIMP and then the number 10. It's all in the links in the info in the description. If you want to use it, that's Secret Shrimps 10 or Secret Shrimp 10, no S on shrimp, sorry. Secret Shrimp 10, all capitals. You'll get 10% off additionally on your order. Talk to Preston or the community team. Say you came from this channel, and he may hook you up with something else, especially if they're out of order or out of stock of something, I should say. They should take care of you. Preston said that they're out of a good amount of stuff right now. But other stuff they'll say they're out of, and actually it's in quarantine or whatnot. And so, depending on what it is, if it's, nerite snails and you want to put them in a tank that doesn't have anything else. Aww! Thanks, Betsy. We got a $5 super chat from Betsy, which says, just because and for the Devon tank or whatever. Thanks. I will show you the Devon tank shortly anyways, because I want to point out a couple things. We're going to talk a little bit about Bucephalandra. That is in the Arcacia family of plants, and Arcacia basically is Greek derived, meaning bull's head or horns, and that's because the way you can see here that a lot of Buce grows is kind of like this, kind of like horns, and it is a rhizome plant where it gets its energy from different spots in the water, basically. The water column is where it mainly gets its energy. That and its leaves. Now, Buce grows very, very, very slow. Here are a couple varieties before we open the package. But this is a red variety. Steve's Aquatics, welcome. This is a red variety. It's called Red Blue Ghost. Blue Ghost Red, if you will. And that's because the stem has red hues in it, kind of pink under this light, but they turn dark red under good CO2 conditions. And you can see that blue reflecting off the green. Most Bucephalandra has a nice iridescence to it, and it's kind of a plant that grows on you if you haven't used it before. This is just called wavy green. This is a naturally occurring variant of the plant. It has an iridescence of kind of pearly colors, kind of almost like a gasoline swirl on it in real life. And then I have another variety right here that is golden green wavy. And it just has more yellow or gold in the leaves, especially on the underside. So people are coming up with all sorts of variants of this plant, but it's found in Borneo. An explorer by the name of Schott, German guy, in 1858 found the first Bucephalandra, brought them back, and then in Europe they named them. But there are many, many, many varieties. We've not even begun to scratch the surface of what's out there in the rainforest. They also flower really beautifully if you take good care of them. these are mostly small starts and things like that. Let me show you what a tissue culture boost looks like. So tissue culture starts out real small and real tight leaves, but they'll grow outward and it'll need some trimming. And this was also a tissue culture that has grown outward now. And each leaf that grows anew kind of starts as a little spike. You can see the spike there in the center here. And then that will unfurl into a plant or a leaf. And basically, they never get huge, but they do start to look better, because you see you can cut these rhizomes and things. But for me, I usually just wedge them into some rocks or into some wood and just let them do their thing. I've found some people say you can have direct light on them. I like to have like a medium light, something along the lines of like a Fluval, Aqua Sky or 2.0, and then put it not directly under it, maybe half shaded. By the way, you can see my Corydoras julii kind of schooling a little bit there. But we have something exciting, and we need to get into that, and that is from aquaticarts.com. We're doing a live unboxing. So they pack their stuff in this very effective, it's 100% biodegradable. This is old newspaper, but it gets really dusty. So to do this with one hand, I cut it open already. There was a styrofoam top on it, and then these were in there. But I didn't want to have to deal with like knocking the dust off of everything live. So let's see here. Frankie, hey, I was asking about the water lettuce plants on the other live stream. Did you get my reply comment? No. Last I know, Frankie, I asked what your address was. You kind of asked / said, give me water plants. And I said, what's your address? Where are you living? And if you live nearby, I can hook you up. But if it's a long thing, then you can pay for the postage, and I can send you some out. I do have an abundance of them. And that is for free, just because I'm nice, I guess. A lot of places would charge you. So if you want to do that, that's fine, but I can't cover shipping if that's what you're wanting. So sorry about that. In any case, let's get to this unboxing. I'll answer questions kind of after the unboxing again. But here they have sent me, I said I like these because they didn't lay eggs all over the place. And these are pretty cool. These are little, let's try to open this one-handed. I got a light here handy too that Betsy hooked me up with. Hello from London. So these guys are from the Philippines, and they are red nerite racing snails. And they are just kind of cool patterns, and they can't reproduce. They need salty water. See, everybody's saying free plants. That's why I don't give away free plants willy-nilly. And I have a contest going with plants, so you can check that out. But Frankie talked to me personally, and I don't know. I don't want to go there right now on the live stream. We'll chat a little bit later. If you can message me on Facebook or whatever, email. So, Aquatic Arts has a great selection of these. They're a good price. Look at all these different patterns they have. I just love... I didn't think I'd like snails again. I really liked them as a kid, and then I was like, they're kind of gimmicky. But look at that pattern in them. They are really cool. Some of their... these are the golden racer snails, these ones here. And they just come in all sorts of different cool patterns that look like so perfectly geometric that, like, why would that happen in nature? Like, look at that one. That is just incredible. Plus, you've got the growth banding going on all around it. So I'm going to get those into my show tank, definitely. And over here, let's zoom back out. So Aquatic Arts, I really like. They are kind of a middleman in that they grow some of their own fish and shrimp, but they definitely are a bigger scale, kind of like Flip Aquatics, which I also work with, where they're not originally they're homegrown breeders of shrimp and fish and things like that, but they've gotten so popular and big that now they have to order from overseas and things like that, and then they continue to breed what they can in their space. So they're not a mom and pop shop in the sense of breeding, but I do think that if you're going to be buying like cost effective, not from a breeder, I like Aquatic Arts a lot. That being said, like for like Caridina shrimp specialty stuff, I would go to either Flip if in person or talk to a local breeder. Find someone online who's a local breeder if you really want to know the lineage and all the info for sure. But not all of us want nor need to know that. If you just want it to look pretty and be in your tank and be semi-healthy, then that's all you got to do. So these are the gold version, and cool patterns again. They're all kind of random. As they grow, they get more bands of beautiful colors. And I just said, hey, dude, it'd be cool if I could get a couple more of those little nerites. I really like them. And they're not laying the little white eggs all over my tank. And they're just kind of slow, and they eat the algae. They eat the hard algae and things. Do you think you could hook? Just show folks online. And so I got these for free. And hopefully passing on the discount code to you guys, like that way I don't feel super greedy in the fact that I got free snails. So now be careful with snails. I know it sounds silly, but they do carry come on, phone. That phone's acting up. They do carry salmonella in theory, or they can, and other bacteria, just like frogs and fish. So wash your hands, or don't suck on these snails. They're also a choking hazard. You're supposed to say that in our state now if you sell them. But yeah, these snails are really beautiful, and I didn't think they'd be one of the high points of this unboxing, but I'm finding myself really enjoying looking at those snails. The discount code is secret shrimp, all caps, and then the number 10, no spaces. There should be info in the links. I've also got discount codes to Flip Aquatics on there, but if you go on to aquaticarts.com and you want something that they have and it's out of stock, because right now they're in between a huge load coming in that's being quarantined right now, and this week specifically. And so he said if anybody on your channel wants something and we didn't have it available, have them talk to me specifically, message me, and we'll figure out like something cool similar, or maybe a discount, or maybe something different for them, until it comes in. So they are awesome at their customer service. And the story behind the company I like, which is David and Crystal, are basically they started a company. David hurt himself. He worked for UPS, which is kind of funny because that's who delivered this today. And he hurt his back, herniated a bunch of discs in his back, and couldn't work at UPS. And that had been his plan, to retire working for UPS. And it changed his whole life. He got to the point where he had like not enough money for even rent that month. And he looked over at his tank, and he'd been keeping cherry shrimp, really good quality ones. He'd been culling in a 75 gallon, I think, or a 55. And he sold all those, paid for rent, bought some more things, more strains of things, and started his business from there. So it's really a ground up story, and now the ground up, not ground up as in torn up, but from the ground up. And so I like companies like that. I like stories like that are just hobbyists that dig it. And, I just think that's real cool. So he keeps the heart in it. Also, yeah, these snails won't reproduce. They will lay eggs sometimes. I haven't had that problem with this variety, though. This variety, for me, has not laid any eggs at all in the 6 months that I've got that are impossible to get off. Sorry if there was a connection issue there. Types of Buce. And then I also got a cardinalis plant, Lobelia cardinalis, I believe. And it's just a nice, delicate pink one. I have another example. This is some tissue culture cardinalis right there. And so you can kind of see the difference between grown in their tank and the tissue culture. So I like that they're shipping. This is all recyclable. Everything is recyclable, and the containers. I think they're even like that soybean stuff. But I like to save the containers because I use these for selling plants and things like that. So basically, in this container, I got a hold of some. What I wanted was Achilles black. Achilles black Bucephalandra was the one I was looking for, and that is what I got. So this is the Achilles black. This will turn a dark black leaf color. It's like a greenish purple black, and it'll have this iridescence still of green and purple. Now, attached with that, and you see the wonderful red stem in there, that pink and red, that'll get darker. He also, it looks like, was sweet enough. It's really nice of them. He's got me hooked up with, these are just some green Bucephalandra. These, I know they look small, but these can go for like $10. Like it's funny how much Buce costs. It grows very slow, but as you can see with my little collection, and he's got weights on it. But these will grow with their rhizomes, and they're growing them out in their tanks right now. And then he also gave me a looks like I definitely didn't pay for it. So a wavy variety of the green. It looks like a normal wavy green. A lot of times you'll get these cool striations and things. Now, Buce, you don't need CO2 for, but it definitely really makes those colors pop, and it makes the leaves grow a whole lot faster. But this is an amazing chunk. Like this, he told me this is what they're selling online, is chunks like these. So this would be the regular size or the smaller size types here, and this is the like crazy XL or whatever. But still, it's hard to even find this big of a chunk of Buce on some websites. Look at that black. That is really, really beautiful. I mean, it's dark green with like a nice forest green on the underside, and the rhizomes are bright green and yellow. You can see the cool vein patterns on the leaves are rather different than most plants. And so, as I said, Bucephalandra or Bucephalandra, however you want to say it, is discovered in 1858 in Borneo, and it is definitely all over the island of Borneo, probably on the island of Sulawesi and a few of the other islands as well in that region. And so it's just a very, very cool plant, very interesting, found in the depths of the jungle. It can be grown immersed, so you could just put this in a pot if you had the high enough humidity, or you can put it in your fish tank. And it's not too fussy about temperature, but it does like nutrients and things like that. Now, the nerite snails, if you wanted to grow these and hatch them, you would need to have real salty water, because what they do is they go to the edge of the ocean, basically mangrove swamps and things like that, and they have at the mangrove swamps, they have their larvae, their eggs hatch, go through that, they go out to sea, and then they kind of return larvae, and then they go into another stage. They have 6 stages, kind of like Amano shrimp do, and they have to go out into the estuary and then come back, and then ta-da, they come back. But they can't have babies in fresh water. Hey Bentley, what up? Also, so here's the selection of Buce that I got right now if you're just tuning in. Also, they sent me, this is another thing I wanted, which is waterform buffering issues may be a problem because I'm downstairs. I can go upstairs if everyone's having problems. But this is Hedulata deformis, and wait, is that? Sorry, I'm having a brain hiccup here, but it's bulbitis. Sorry, bulbitis, Hedulata bulbitis, and this is an African water fern. I'll take it out of the container, but I like these guys. I've never had any problems with their plants. Now, this is the 5th order I've done with them since I met them online and chatted up with them. And I've never had any issues with stuff on their plants, with snails on their plants, or anything like that. So I just toss them into my tank, which I know might be a bit foolish, but I do it. So there. Now, the other thing I was going to say is we have the big other reveal here. These guys, need to get them up to temperature. Luckily, today the weather is like perfect. And in a lot of their fish, a lot of their fish tanks, this isn't like poop or anything weird. This is just what their substrate looks like. And so a lot of times I've noticed they scoop up their substrate in with the fish, and it's kind of nice in that I can see they have catappa leaf in with the fish as they ship them. But if we look around, let's try to get a better view of them. What we have here, what we're dealing with here, so these are ruby red tetras. I have 5 in here currently. These are full-grown adults. So I have another 9. So I will have a full school, and these are just little babies. And I requested little babies. So I will have a full school of ruby tetras in this tank. I've removed a whole lot of other stuff that was in this tank. Also, I've got some more Buce growing right there. And I might have some growing just in odd places tucked between rocks up in here too. But yeah, you can see they're little guys, almost fry stage. But what they'll do is they'll fill out into these red ruby colored fish. So I'll let these guys acclimate. They ship them with CO2 and O2 in the water so that or in the bag so that they can breathe just fine. Sorry, they ship them with air. CO2 is for the plants that they ship if they need that. But I like that I can reuse these boxes and things. And then they send out a little info sheet that gives you all you could want to know about taking care of whatever it is you bought. So yeah, here is the haul from aquaticarts.com. Please, if you use them, let them know that I chatted or you saw me online, and hopefully they'll hook you up with something. It could even be more than the 10% discount code. I don't know what they'll have running, because there's other deals where you get on their mailing list and you also get incentives. So I'm going to put... Hey all, did you notice Alex has super chat now? Yeah, thanks Betsy. So I just officially became monetized last night, if you missed it. It's been since February that they said, hey, you're ready to be monetized. Do you want to be monetized? Click this button. And it just wouldn't work. It was like, sorry, buffering for months. So this is that beautiful, both of these are, oh, I forgot to say, this is brownie. This is brownie, so the stem is like a brownish mahogany color, and then I requested like dark phantom brownie, so leaves are like this dark green. And some of these things are a little subtle with Buce, but as they grow older you really start to see them. And so most of these Buce are going back upstairs into my higher tech tanks, so I'll pack them up into that. Some of them get kind of gangly, you know, like this, and that's fine. Buce is not always cooperative when it's young, and so it really shows a commitment. Like when you grow this wavy green into something beautiful, a big piece, it's something special that you can feel proud of doing. Here you can see something was munching away at this leaf that's going to die here, but a new leaf is forming. And this one is the red one that I had, the red blue phantom red. And as I said, on the back side, the leaves are very cool. Yeah, I will make you a moderator. Betsy, I just have to figure out how to do that. So I have to like go into the settings and figure all that out. So there might be like a live chat that's broadcast to like hardly anybody because I'm trying to figure all that jazz out. Let's see here. All right. So also going on, thought I'd show you while we're down here. These are shrimp. Any of the green shrimp in here, if we see any babies, those are all from Aquatic Arts also. The reds are with the stripes are from Flip. Those are pandas. And also blue bolts from Flip. Rob over at Flip, great guy. And they're all pregnant, which is rad. I'm excited about that. And you can barely see them, but there's like a green baby. That is from Aquatic Arts. They sent me a pregnant one. And their green jades are probably the best I've ever seen, period. At aquaticarts.com. I have not seen a better green jade. You can go back and look at some of the videos I've posted on that. These blue dreams are from Lucas Bretz, LRB Aquatics. They're doing great. This mama has like 1 or 2 eggs left, or maybe like, I don't know, 8 that she's gonna lay. The crystal reds, I've lost a couple of them. For some reason, I've lost a couple shrimp lately. I can't figure out why exactly, although I did do a water change of about 20%, and it really, I think, might have shocked them. Also, I had just like this whole wall covered, if you looked at other videos, in these baby blue dreams. Like, I have baby blue dreams coming out of my ears. There are so many hiding around this tank. Like, if I just stop and look somewhere, I'll start to see more and more and more of them. Like down in here, there's just babies galore. Like there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know, tons. So also the other cool thing is the golden bees, which are kind of more like pinky peach bees. That I got from Flip Aquatics. They're all pregnant. Now, they were allowed to be with all the different critters. I do have a Facebook for people who are asking. Just look for the same name as this channel and you'll find the group that I'm a part of, and then you can track me down that way. Lots of people have done it, so I'm sure you can too. Also, Buce, you can take tiny cuttings, like the size of a tiny little I don't know, like a fingernail clipping, and they will grow. A good place to put them is in the end of cholla wood. I've been liking to do that with my Anubias and other stuff too, just any rhizome plants, and then letting the moss colonize the rocks and things. But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys that while we're down here. And if I can find them, the other cool thing that's going on in this tank right now, which has had Aquatic Arts, all these moss balls, by the way, are from Aquatic Arts. So they've been a really good company where I'll buy stuff and they'll have me pay for the shipping and a little bit of the difference in like their cost or whatever, or they'll send me some free stuff with it. And my only compunction or compulsion to tell them I won't do it without is you guys have to get a discount out of anybody that I'm going to be showing off their products. I have to actually like their products and, you know, stand by the fact that, yeah, these guys are a decent company. And then also, you know, I want them to do something like about what size are the moss balls. These moss balls were this size when they arrived to me. They haven't really grown much, but you can see let's see here, if you see like a test tube, they're decent size. They're yay big. Some of them are bigger than others. This one is big. Like it's probably that big around. I'm trying to think of something about an inch and a half, or probably 2 inches in circumference. In not radius, but is that circumference? Wait, circumference is all the way around. What's all the diameter? Gosh, having brain problems today. But I was gonna say the other thing that happened in this tank that I've been looking for, and they're just hard to find right now because they're so teeny. They're 3 days old. Is the golden bees had babies, and their babies have come out as blue bolts. They've come out as more gold, more bee shrimp, and they've come out as also striped crystal red shrimp. So they were definitely Mishlings, the golden bees, and some even look almost tigerish over here. So it's kind of crazy. It goes out the window trying to keep any of these lines straight. So I won't be able to say that this is a whatever line. Also, some snails that I got from Aquatic Arts way back a while ago that have started to breed. Some of the ram's horns that I got have turned into this purple color flesh, and they're in this tank too. But they're pretty cool. I like them a lot. And so yeah, Aquatic Arts has supplied me with a lot of really great plants. This fern here. You can see the shrimp are already all over that bulbitis. But I'm excited to get the Tetra school in here, maybe get some background going, tuck some more Buce into the background here. And now let's go upstairs while we let these guys should be acclimated soon. They're coloring back up. The nice thing about ruby tetras is their color indicates how the water quality is, like very, very directly. So you can tell in just a few moments if your water needs changing or not by looking at ruby tetras, because they'll look a soft pink. I wish I could ship fancy shrimp to Hawaii. Have you ever worked with Hawaiian opa ula shrimp? Ope, is it opa? Ope? Op-ie? Opie? I don't know how to say it, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm not informed. I'm not worthy. But I have not had them personally, but I have had friends with them, and it's so limiting the conditions they live in, and I like to have other life with my shrimp that it kind of felt like raising brine shrimp or something. I don't know. So you'll see as I put in this black Achilles from Aoi Opai. Okay, Opai. You'll see here that as I put these in the Buce, this has like a white glow to it, whereas let's see what the other one, the brownie, has to it. And these you can just tuck in wherever. So it's interesting that this has a wavy green, but I definitely want the stem to show a little bit, but I like to keep them out of the direct light and tuck them a little bit under a shelf, and that way they can decide which way to grow. If they want that light, they'll reach for it. They're plants. And right now here's some Amano shrimp, by the way. And the green jades are all in this tank. So if we see any as I'm setting stuff in here, those are from Aquatic Arts also. So it's just an aquatics art kind of day. And this jade from the North Cascades is looking really nice. It's got the green banding, if you can see it. Also, I've had some fry in here with the CPDs, which is really cool. And then I'm trying to get the hydrocotyle to grow as a little pathway. I know this tank's overgrown. I don't want to hear it, guys. So this tank's overgrown. I need to get a bigger tank for my vegetative growth. But for right now, I'm having fun, and don't spoil my fun. Don't steal my sunshine. So I'm just going to put some of the Buce just kind of tucked into corners. Some of it looks a little ratty. It's okay. It'll transfer over. Just have faith. As long as you have those rhizomes available, it will bounce back. I'm going to show you some Buce in another tank in a minute here when we walk over there. Also, I'm going to put some of these nerite snails in here because I just freaking love them. So let me hold on one sec. Hard to hold. I wanted to get a little container for these. I'll just use these little forceps because these guys I've noticed are not the best at flipping themselves over. So I like to put them in carefully, and they'll hold on. But if you can just pull them and they'll be fine. I like to be careful with how I set them in the tank. Like, if you're going to set them on a rock like this, like, be careful. Don't leave them like that. They can get stuck. Put them like that. But look at the beautiful color and pattern now that it's under the light. Just rad. I just got some Belindea Buce. I think you'd be into it if you don't already have some. Yeah, no, I love Buce. I'm trying to collect more. I want to do an entire Iwagumi style tank with Buce as the highest thing. Maybe some Crypt as another high point. I think I'm going to put all these dark snails, all these dark... sorry guys, I'm trying to get the phone to stop saying, do you want to do this or that? No, I don't. I'm putting all the darkest colored snails in the tank right now. And look at that. In here, once it's wet again and the light's on it, it's like a beautiful crimson red with stripes going one way and then another. And it's almost hypnotizing to look at them. And they'll clean up algae real well. You can see I've also got these Amano shrimp. And they've been kind of beating up on my green jade shrimp that I got from Aquatic Arts, which is a bit of a bummer. But c'est la vie, right? I don't know how many nerites I want to put in here because you can use too many nerites real easily. I just totally lost that one. Okay, he's fine. I see him. But you can totally abuse the number of nerites in a tank and cause yourself a headache in that they'll run out of food to eat. And they're not real quick at, like, hurrying over to the food. So I suggest not putting more than, like, 4 or 5 in, like, a 20-gallon or so. That's just a suggestion. I mean, look how red that is when it's in the water. It's so beautiful. I'll put it with the other ones, just so they're all friends. This, a lot of times I get these ram's horns in here, and I will get rid of them like that, and they'll eat each other. And there goes that. But yeah, so let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Sorry, my hands are wet, so it might not function the way I want it to zoom. But look at these. These are from the Philippines, and these only hatch in saltwater, correct? Which is nice for me because I hate getting my tank totally overrun by snails. I like some level of snails, but like right now, my shot is being ruined by little snails. So, but check that out. So there's the gold, which are the yellow undercoat, and then there's the red. So if you go to aquaticarts.com, these two, where are they? These two here are red. This is gold. Over here, we got more gold ones. I'm going to put them away too. And I'm going to show you guys my oldest Buce that I have, which is Blue Phantom Buce. And it is probably 5 or 6 inches long, going down into the crevice that it's in. Also, here are the Babalti babies that I got from Aquatic. Well, actually, that's not a Babalti. So that is one of That is one of LR Brett's yellow Neocaridinas. Now they look kind of similar. They look real similar, but I can tell the difference because these guys have white pupils or white eye area around their black pupils. And in real life, they're just a little bit different color and they have some serrations and a different shape. But this tank now, I think I have close to, I don't know, 5, 6 dozen little shrimp, baby shrimp running around in here that were from Lucas Bretz, and then also the Babaltis from Aquatic Arts. Babaltis are very hard to establish in a tank, but once you do, they take over and they can withstand crazy temperature swings and pH swings and stuff like that. Oh no, I dropped him. Dropped him and I gotta rearrange him. Okay, there you go, little guy. Also, oh, one of the shrimp is trying to swim. That's definitely one of Lucas's yellow razorback shrimp. They had babies, and the babies have grown extremely fast in this tank. As soon as I transferred them from the downstairs, as we call Devon tank, or the Blue Dream tanks, the Neocaridinas seem to grow like crazy the bigger the tank you give them. So just remember that. Here's another version of, these are the Babaltis up here. You see the white by their eye more so and the more translucent body. They are a Caridina, so they won't interbreed with my other ones, but I just think they're cute. I think they're cute. And then I just think, obviously, these are just, let's get a shot of it. Come on. These are beautiful. Even the most simple ones are really beautiful. I totally just dropped it. Did it land right side up? Yes, it did. Yay. I don't have to deal with it. So yeah, this is what like a full-grown Buce. It could be a little healthier. This is low tech. So this is what low tech. It was somebody else's and they gave it to me. This is a Blue Phantom. I think it was originally like a brownie before that they broke off, and then they did a substrain of it with more blue sheen in the leaves. You see that blue iridescence. I hope you can see that. It's super pronounced. So yeah, Lucas is great. I love his stuff, but Aquatic Arts definitely has stuff in stock, ready to go now. They're based in California, which is closer to me. Get stuff overnight. I wanted to just touch off that I also have some Ludwigia Super Red from them. This is low-tech tank here, and it's still a nice looking Ludwigia Super Red, whereas I put it in the quote-unquote high-tech soiled or dirted tank over here, and the Ludwigia Super Red is like iron filings / blood red. So definitely there's a difference in CO2 versus non-CO2 and all that jazz. Sorry, I know you guys aren't focused right now. I'll refocus after I get my hand out of the aquarium. This tank is so overgrown right now. Here is the Lobelia cardinalis in the tank. It'll settle in and upright itself as it orients to the light. But yeah, so if Lucas is busy, or you know, you can't get something that he has, like his Blue Dream shrimp, I tried for 9 months and I never got them until I started doing work for him, and then he hooked me up with some right before he was going to announce they were going public. He hooked me up with like, I don't know, 8 of them or something, and that's where my colony has come from. And I'm really paranoid since most of my colony is in the same like group right now, and I want to spread out that colony a lot more if I can. So I was just going through this big basket of junk, as everyone has seen in my room, and I was looking at all the different foods and things I have, and live cultures, grindle worms and micro worms and wafers and stuff like that. And just kind of, I need to take stock and all that and reorganize my life. And I want to get a big tank. That is the next fight with the wife. No, I'm just kidding. Look at how pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, guy. I have dropped these into the big 40-gallon tank before. Look at that color. It's like a sunset and a nautilus. Man, it's trippy, man. So yeah, I just want to thank Aquatic Arts a lot for hooking up the channel, hooking up the viewers, and having, I mean, I know they're sourcing a lot of their stuff overseas or whatever, but they make sure that it's in good health and everything, and I think that they're my go-to online site for sure. And if you talk to them, they'll work with you on packages and things like that if you're ordering a bunch of something. And yeah, so that is definitely the company I adore online. Also, while we're down here, the rainbow fish, all but one egg, I believe now. Let's see. I see babies. I see babies. Where are they? There's a baby. Hard to focus with this camera. I'm hoping with the channel being on let's see. Oh, sweet. I see 3 new hatchlings. So what I've been doing with the hatchlings is I've been putting them down in the Blue Dream tank. Oh, now there's some Blue Dream babies eating. I've been putting them down here, and there's so many little seed shrimps and stuff like that that you can see them all here moving around. That they'll clean that up for me, and I won't let them get big enough to actually eat the shrimp at all. But I'm going to let them just run amok, eating all the plankton and stuff like that that's in this tank. And that's my plan for the Pseudomagil reticulatus that are growing here. Whereas my Pseudomagil Gertrude Aru2s are looking fantastic. I've been feeding them baby mosquito larvae. And look at that. Well, now he's being shy. But check out the display he has. When he comes out, it actually has like a white and a green and yellow with a stripe of red color to it. And I can't wait to get these guys laying eggs so that I can get them out of this friggin' sad little container where they're breeding chamber. Also, I'm working on, and I'm getting a few babies, but I'm working on breeding some various Corydoras and simultaneously breeding some Danios or CPDs. It's whoever wants to use the mop, basically, is whose eggs I'm gonna set aside and try to grow. But there's the Aru2s. You can see the male there, the color kind of showing through. And when they put their fins up and they're displaying, it's really, really beautiful. So I want to get them. Do you use any salt for your blue eyes? I don't for these ones. There are 2 or 3 species that you do need salt for, but all 5 of the species that I have, so right now I've got 2 luminatus, 2, wow, that nerite snail is chugging along. He's like, I don't want to be out in the open, leave me alone. I have 2, also here is my last set of cribs, got rid of all the other ones, so I have some Lacunga cribs, 2 Lacunga cribs left. I'm gonna put, since this light isn't the best, I need new light. This light will grow basically, I don't know, moss. It won't even grow algae in this tank. That's how sad that light is. But I want to get a new light for this tank, and I want to get a new camera and or mic so I can interview folks on this channel. I've been talking to some people from various universities that have written, nice doctorate papers on specific types of fish or shrimp. Somebody who is working on sequencing the genome of them and of Neocaridina, which would be great. to know, because right now it's a bit of a mystery because of all the proprietary transshippers and that kind of stuff. So I would really love to find that out, but I want to have those people on my show. And yeah, so if you didn't tune in last night, feel free to go back and look at, and you can always put Buce in, like, see there's a main stem, if we can look at it, there's a main stem, and then there's the rhizomes, which are coming off like this. And you can put the main stem into soil, substrate, the ground, sand, whatever you want. This is not an active substrate tank, really. There's some root tabs in it, and it's like fluorite and sand and then bigger gravel underneath. Sorry guys, dropped the phone. But yeah, so basically my goals, now that we have the Patreon up and running. Also, this plant is doing really well, which is nice. But I need some better lights to grow plants in these two tanks. Because right now, you can see the difference. Those are the red plants upstairs. So, and these are the beautiful Ludwigia ex lacustris upstairs. And they're just like, bleh. Same with even the crypts, the octopus plant, lame. So I really do need to get better lights than strip lights that are LED. And that's one of my next goals, as well as breeding up these Danios. Aquatic Arts has kind of agreed that they will help me with this tank. And so anything I want for this tank, they'll hook me up kind of at their price. But this tank's pretty, it's going to need to settle in with itself first. But we might end up putting a pair of plecos or something like that in it. I'm going to get a lot of these endlers out of this tank, and the lone rainbow that just appeared as a little fry / egg on a hornwort. Sorry guys, I know I'm moving around a lot. I'm just trying to actually unload stuff while I'm talking to you. Make this authentic as possible. Also, you know what we're gonna do is these guys are all acclimated. We're gonna go over to the bathroom, which is right over here, and I'm gonna just pour them into their little net, and we'll get all this going, and we'll put them in, and that'll probably conclude the live cast. But if you have any questions, you guys can ask. Hold on one sec. I'm going to set this down. Oh, it's dark. It's scary. What happened? But the thing that I really like about Aquatic Arts too is, out of all the fish they've sent me, I don't think I've ever gotten a dead fish. Like, I've gotten a few dead shrimp, which is to be expected, especially with bobaltes and things like that, like some rare shrimp. But yeah, never a dead fish from them, which is great. So this is a catappa leaf. Just wanted to make sure that I'm not missing any fish stuck in here. And I think, oh, there is one. Come on, little guy. I don't want to take so long. Hold on. Setting this down again. Fish are more important than your view. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. Come on. We got one little fish that's stuck in a little puddle of water in the corner of the bag. Ugh. Come on. Get out. Did we get him? I think we got him. You guys didn't get to see how heroic I was there. I was a hero. I saved that fish. I'm filling the bag just a little bit to make sure that I am a hero and not a murderer. But yeah, so that's good. These bags now, they double bag everything. They'll put heat packs if needed. But the thing that I like too is that they, even with fish, like any Amazonian fish, they have catappa leaves, which is pretty cool. And that calms the fish, so they'll put like a little plant or a catappa leaf in there. Oh, I didn't know that these guys had little, I don't think they're like venomous or anything, obviously, but They have little thorns on them apparently. Okay, guys. So now we've got all these baby ruby tetras. I'm not quarantining them because everything in here, it'll be okay. Trust me. But they are small little guys, wild caught, I'm guessing. Real young babies. There are more than 9 in there, I can tell, because 1, 2, 3 swam out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I see 11, and all are alive. So that's great. That is absolutely great. They send extras frequently when you go through Aquatic Arts. And so, yet again, another successful reason why I work with Aquatic Arts, and why I will keep referring people to them. Now, I do have to say, in total transparency, that Lucas Bretz, who I highly, highly, highly respect, said that with their shrimp, they don't wait like 60 days coming in from Taiwan. They trust the quarantine that was, and I need to confirm this with the owners, so I probably shouldn't even say it, with the owners of Aquatic Arts, but he said that they don't quarantine them in the States more than, whatever. I know they quarantine them some amount of time. Stop eating my Buce. I just put it in there, Cribs. But that's his only compunction about their shrimp, and he's very particular about which shrimp and where he buys his shrimp. There's an adult. I know, poor Pracox. I should give it to you, Bentley. I've got 2. I've got 2 females. I don't know how they don't have any males, but and then here are the babies. So you can see how they'll color up and get bigger and broader, and they'll have this kind of cool little tail, red and black tail thing going on. But they're skinny. The only thing, if they're wild caught, that I might worry about a bit is worms. And I have in this pile of junk, I have a bunch of dewormer, so not going to stress that either. If I have to, I will just simply deworm them. I'm also, because they're new, I'm going to feed them, and I figured this out the other day, that I can feed my vinegar eels. I can feed them without straining out all the vinegar. I can dilute it so it's only 1/3 apple cider vinegar and the rest is water. And that actually seems to produce more density, if you can see them in here. Probably can't because of the... Oh, you can. More density of vinegar eels. But hopefully these little teeny tetras will get a taste for that. Also, as I've been showing you with the last few feedings, I've been putting on floating plants. I'll fill up my my dropper, or if I have a filter that I've been using or something, I will fill that up, and then I will put it along the side of the glass, or I will put it on a leaf or on some hornwort or whatever, so that vinegar eels in particular don't just sink right to the bottom. I mean, you see how cloudy that is? It's pretty good. It's more cloudy than my one that is half apple cider vinegar. This bottle here, which is cloudy, but not, I mean, it's not like swirling clouds of it. So wanted to share that with you. Also, the other project, if you didn't check it out, feel free to go back last night, check out the live cast. I was showing folks how to collect for free mosquito larvae without getting bit up, how to keep and collect mosquito larvae and egg rafts in the city, rurally, however you want to do it. You can get free food, and your fish are gonna love it, I guarantee it. So check that out, that video, if you want to save some money on food. Plus, mosquitoes are like prime, excellent food for your fishes. Also, before I go, I want to, sorry guys, I'm having a hard time doing this. Some of this live cast should have been worked out before the live cast, because a lot of this I'm literally unboxing and putting everything in its place, and feeding fish and doing things like that. So I should know better and give you guys proper shots. But I was excited about the Aquatic Arts unboxing. This is the first one. They're going to have another one. They're going to ship me more Buce when they get more Buce. They have a whole bunch that's right now transitioning into its aquatic form. And look at that. My crib is just ripping apart my Buce. Look at, he's just, no. You know what? You're cut off. You're done. We're putting this Buce in a different tank. I don't care. You can even just let Buce float. But I'm not going to let him eat $20 plants just for her entertainment. Because she and him think it's funny to just chew up my brand new plants the second they're in the tank. Let me get the wavy green gold out of there too. So maybe when they're a little stronger and more rigid, I can do that. Also, this is now the catfish tank. As you know, there's some guppies in there and stuff, or endlers in there, but it is now essentially set up so that there are the Tinniatus orca-looking catfish in here most of the time. 2 plecos I want to get rid of. I want to get rid of my, they're supposed to be green dragons, but they don't really, they're not really good lines of green dragons. I mean, they're not bad, but they're just bristlenose that happen to be kind of a like pukey green color. I don't know. I can't even find them right now. But I want to get rid of them. So if anybody in my area wants them, I paid $20 for them. They've been mating and stuff. It's just I look at them and I'm like, actually, I don't want like 50 more of those plecos. I want to work on my blue seams or, you know, my calicos. But you can see the little ruby red. Ruby tetras are not talked about a ton in the hobby lately, and I love them. They are one of my favorite fishes. They move like little tweakers. They'll move, and then they'll stop, and then they'll move, and then they'll stop. And they'll take turns who's in the lead. So like right now they're all stopped, and if I maybe splash the water, they'll move a little bit, and then they'll like they're like little velociraptors or something almost, doing the robot. So I'm hoping with another 9 growing up in there with them that they'll be confident enough. You know what? I can tell what plants are new because they're eating them. My cribs are eating everything that I just put in here that's new, including the rocks that came out of the bag. Thanks, cribs. You guys are ruining my life. But you are real pretty. Look at that. Look how pretty she is. Okay, so let me look at the chat a little bit and wash my hands again. Sorry, I know you guys are like, oh, what's with washing the hands? Also, I should have all new features now, finally, and I can break down my data of like who's looking at what videos and how much you guys hate or love a video. I have all these new things opening up to me because now I'm considered a monetized channel. I don't want to run a bunch of ads either. Like, I'm hoping that I can keep that to the bare minimum. But if you guys are feeling squirrely, I'm going to use the super chats, even though you only get to keep about 50% of a super chat. No, don't do it. So I have a really sad video of my pleco, my ancestris, eating a ram's horn snail, and I thought it was cute and funny in its belly earlier. Well, it died. I did an autopsy just because I was like, is that really what happened? And it ate a ram's horn snail bigger than its head somehow. Like, must have done an anaconda move and like stretched its body and mouth around it. And it killed it. So, and it was my favorite little pleco. So, be aware that I guess that can happen. I don't know what to do about it, but that can happen. So yeah, what I was saying is with the super chats, YouTube takes a little cut, but then taxes take 38% in all. So yeah, I showed Betsy a picture of it. So she's commenting, it was a weird thing to see inside of a pleco. At first I thought it was funny. I found the orca catfish in Italy online, one online shop, and they're 85 euros a fish. Yeah, that's about right. Were they listed, Lorena, were they listed in Italia? Were they listed as Tatia Mosaica, or were they listed as something else? Because mine are technically something else, but they're listed as Tatia Mosaica because that's the closest thing that they can find. Let's see here. I'm just looking at old comments. Sorry, guys. Keanu R, thank you so much for telling people to hit the like button. Appreciate that. Nature's Gone Nutty in Ontario. Hello, all of you people that are in here. Let's see. Yeah. All right. I think I'm caught up. If you asked a question that I missed, ask it again right now, and I'll try to get to it before I end this stream. People better start breeding them for all reasons. Yeah, they are really hard to breed. Like, it's hard just to keep them happy. I'm having a hard time keeping them happy. It's hard to know what happy is, but I mean, looking healthy and happy is what I'm gonna call. And they called it ninja, but I can check it out again. Yeah, it's probably the same thing or similar. There's two species in particular of Tatia woodcats, Tatia mosaica, and there's another one, Tatia mosaica, I think, that both people have been calling that. Does anybody know what's going on here other than if it's cancer? I've assumed it's cancer from what I've read. Starts in the spinal column, looks like goo, and then it spreads. But this one now has it growing throughout its tail along its like nerves or something. And I'm wondering if it's some sort of worm or parasite that's deep inside its nervous system. It'll take months to years to kill tetras, but I've seen this go on several different times in different species of tetras. Like here's one where it's also starting, and none of the normal parasite stuff is helping. So yeah, it's a bummer. Also, here's some pink flamingo crypt. The super reds. There's some crypt undulata. Tatia mosaica ninja. Yes, okay. So that's what they called mine too. And then I had a fellow in Germany let me know that that was not correct. Tatia mosaicas have a white dot next to their dorsal fin. Up on the top, they have a white dot, and they have some white dots around above the line, whereas these ones that I have, which are coming in and being sold, only through the wet spot in Oregon, by the way, and through a Columbia or a, well, sure, I'll say it, a Colombian fellow, even though they're not coming from Colombia, they're definitely coming from Brazil or other countries like Brazil or Venezuela or possibly, I don't know, Ecuador or something. Yeah, the wet spot is like Mecca for fish in the US. Their shop is cool. They have an entire warehouse out by their airport, and the warehouse is next to the airport so to keep it efficient and cheap. And they are incredible businessmen, Steve and his partner, incredible business folk. They really have grown it from the 90s into an incredible machine where they're on Aquabid all the time. They have importers from all over the world just bringing in everything you can imagine. And the Tatia mosaicas that I got them through a friend of a friend, traced back to the same guy that Wet Spot got theirs from. Wet Spot was selling them for 30 a piece, not quarantined and not, like, basically no guarantees, even of what species they were. And you could get 3 of them. And I almost swiped those up. I don't have that money. Right now I'm really poor, and so all my money for the hobby is coming from snipping plants and selling them, trading them, selling fish, and then doing my graphic design. So it means a lot that you guys like what I do, because I'm using my time to do it, because I believe in it. I believe it's interesting and educational, and it builds community with us all. And I'll also be doing the giveaway. So don't forget to go back to the giveaway videos and enter your name, and then comment on an older video on something you learned in that video. And basically that will enter you to win up to $100 in plants or a $50 gift card in your home country. So let's see here. Brazilian equivalent of the almost gone EPA in the US is IBAMA. Yeah, IBAMA helps set a lot of the prices. What is it? PIABA and IBAMA are the 2 organizations. PIABA works with the native tribes and sets limits on like cardinal, tetras and things like that, specifically in several hub cities. And then IBAMA is a really corrupt organization. Same ones who approve dams and things like that, that kill fish. They give out corrupt miners programs. There's some good people meaning to do good things, but Brazil as a country is super, super corrupt. There's a movie that came out, now it's outdated, but it's still operating very similar. My friends tell me that live there. But there's a movie called Mandabala, Mandabala, that covers a bunch of different aspects of Brazilian society, but it's just blows your mind how blatantly corrupt some stuff is. It's almost like their government, like it's just in the open, like, yeah, you got to pay that guy cash to get anything done, and that's how we do it. So yeah. So I hope everything in Lisbon is just fine and dandy. I want to come out to Lisbon, by the way. I know that Takashi Amano has his largest installation ever in Lisbon, and I'd love to come out and see that as well. If people are wondering why I'm musing on Lisbon, it's because in the chat we have folks from Germany and Portugal and Brazil and the UK. There's lots of people from all over, and I love to see that. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna give it 1 more minute for any questions if y'all are having any troubles with your fish or whatever. But I love you all. I hope you're doing well. Sorry, this was kind of a random video, and I need to get a bigger tank clearly for all my plants, right? The light's so off on this thing. I want to also get a camera so I can film for you guys the true color of these plants and things. These are not this dull yellow. They are like a beautiful peach color. Yeah, Betsy, I know making you a moderator, definitely. I will do. There's no settings right now that I can get to. The only settings I have here are to put goofy filters on, like this, that make everybody want to vomit. Let's stop that. Or bubbles. That's annoying. Whoa! Thank you so much. Welcome to the Super Chat. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way. I was just saying, Super Chat is great. It helps out. It can go towards new cameras, new equipment, so that I can film this stuff better. I really appreciate that, Niels Hansen. Niels? And Basically, I guarantee that that money is going back into this station, this channel, and it is all about making the experience better for you guys. So whether it's getting a tripod or getting some cool fish that then I can give you guys a story about and tell you the history of, like I was talking about the history of the Buce, Buce Almighty. Thank you so much for those. I have to pay taxes on them, and so they take. It turns out I talked to Corvus Oskins, Joel, as his name actually is, and basically they take, like, with taxes and all in our state and federally. I think they take about 46% of your super chat between what YouTube takes, what the bank handling fee takes, and then the taxes. So thank you so much. Even $1 really does add up and help. But I just thought I'd let people know, because I think it's fair that they know that that much of their money goes to the government or whatever, goes to the American government if they're not in the US. And then it takes another 60 to 90 days for me to get that money. And then they put it into an account after they've showed the IRS that I've made the money, and they give it a little transaction ID. And so I'll roll that in with my Patreon money. That's the secret reason why everyone's saying it's a better deal to be on Patreon, all these creators. It's not because of anything necessarily inherent. It's because of the crazy tax rate. Whereas Patreon, people are getting around at a lower tax rate. That's my theory anyways. But maybe I'm wrong. That's just my theory. So I hope y'all are having a great time. I really appreciate that, Nils. And Betsy for your super chats. Bob gave one, and that was rad too. And you do a lot of nerdy fish stuff. Thanks. I hope to be doing lots of it. I hope to be doing more history videos soon too. I've been doing lots of research and lots of trying to get a hold of people. I need to get a mic that can pick up, like, phone conversations, like run it through the computer so that the sound card picks it up so that we can hear if I call, like, a professor in Brussels or something, and we can talk about things. So that'll be going on. I might be teaming up with a podcast, and then also hopefully if I end up in LA next week, I may try to meet up with Waterbox or someone else down there, some other channel down there. If I end up in Oregon, maybe Aqua Pros. I don't know. I haven't reached out to anybody yet. This trip is going to be really random. There's also a chance that I'm going to Canada, up to Harrison Hot Springs, Vancouver, BC. And in that case, I would love you guys to comment on this video if you're still here with me. If you know some good fish shops or aquascaping spots, displays, whatever, in Victoria, or Vancouver, BC, I should say, not in Victoria, or Burnaby or Richmond, or I'll be up in Chilliwack, any of those places up in Canada. There's a good chance that I will be driving through there. And if you're up there, maybe we can get together. So let me know if you watch this afterwards. Comment on it once it loads. Again, I love you guys so much for, being a part of this community and really making me motivated to keep up with things and getting new plants and learning things about those new plants as I get them. And, like, I have a plan to do a whole Bucephalandra series talking about the genetics of it and stuff, some real nerdy stuff that a lot of people will just glaze over about. But that is what I'm excited about. And check out the free live food video I did last night. Also, for the giveaway for the plants, this is my last little yakking, talkity talk, is if you are a Patreon member, though, you get, even for $1, even if you quit next month, I will enter your name double into the drawing for the $100 plant giveaway and for the two $25 to $50 plant giveaways. If you're in a different country, doesn't matter. I will figure out a way to get you a $25/$50 for the big prize if you win that gift card. This is interesting. My new beautiful plant is getting eaten by my new beautiful snail. Really, guys? This is a metaphor for my entire life. Also, by the way, I was just going to say, that all helps out a lot because I haven't had money for this hobby lately as much. I've been kind of trading and stuff. I just had some medical bills. I got another $700 bill coming up that insurance wouldn't cover because of how rare the condition I have is. But I got to go get some blood tests and stuff done and MRIs and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is, you guys mean a lot to me, and you really do keep this going. At times when I'm feeling frustrated or down, you guys keep it going. You guys make me happy. So take care of yourselves. Take care of your people around you. Take care of your fish, which should be easy once you've taken care of the people around you and yourself. And then relax. Remember why we keep fish, why we keep plants. Sit down, relax, look at them, enjoy, unplug from the world, unplug from your troubles, and just enjoy that. Have a great night or day or morning wherever you are in the world. I love that this is a global community now, and you guys take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later, and I'll try to figure out, yeah, tanks are cheaper than therapy. I agree. So yeah, all right, guys, well, take it easy. And I hope to be coming to visit Europe someday when I get some money together, or if maybe like Fluval or someone, if I can ever get to that level of subscribers, I'll sell out. Like, I'm ready to sell out if that gets me a trip to come check out and talk to people, talk to viewers in Europe, see things there. I'll do it. I'm just saying. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a wonderful evening. Niels, thank you so much, and take care. Watch your fish. Watch them carefully. Thanks, Betsy. As always, I will try to figure out the moderator stuff, what I need to do with that, do some Googlage and all that. Have a good night. Bye, guys.